Oh, it's you. Come on in. Welcome to the Scumm Bar.
Sounded so painful.
Welcome to the Scumm Bar Podcast, where we talk movies, video games, pop culture, books, Pinot Noir, and everything in between.
We'll be right back while Mattbrush recovers from his fainting.
I'm your host, Mattbrush, and with me today, this man, I went to the
It's Anth0z. It's Anth0z. It's Anth0z.
Hi, Anth0z. It's
Hi,
nice to see you.
Mattbrush.
How you doing?
Oh, good. How are you?
I'm doing good.
I'm taking the reins here.
Yeah, you know what? Let the rain fall down. Hey,
Let
how about
the
that?
rain fall down. I don't really know the words. My sanity.
Yeah.
Something like that.
You know what? How are you guys doing? How's the audience doing? That's what I thought. That's exactly what I thought.
Thank you.
Anth0z,
Mattbrush.
would you like to hear a really funny pirate joke?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay, I'll tell you a regular one.
I'll only hear, I just want to hear a regular one.
Okay. Anth0z, why couldn't the pirate play cards?
Because he was playing hooky.
That's Captain Hooky to you, sir. No, why couldn't the pirate play cards? Because he was sitting on the deck. Yep.
I don't think I get it.
He was sitting on the deck, because deck is used as a ship, the deck of a ship, but also a deck of cards. So it's actually a double entendre.
Hey there. Cool.
Hey
I
now, you're a joke star. Get your joke on.
Come on. Sit on the deck.
Yeah. Anth0z, you seem like you're in a good mood, and it's weird for you. It's unique. So what's going on?
It's cloudy outside.
With a chance of meatballs?
Meatballs, yeah.
Oh, I know,
and
it
I'm
just
Italian, so that's my kind of weather.
Hey, that's a me. I like the meatballs.
It's a
What
me.
can I say?
It's a meatball.
Wouldn't
It's a meatball.
Wouldn't a Swedish person be a meatball though? Aren't they like the king of meatballs? You guys are more pasta.
Actually, you know what? Okay, we shouldn't. I don't know if we should say we are pasta because apparently.
We are pasta.
Well,
I don't
Asians.
think you should say that.
No. We should.
Okay.
But we would still be wrong because apparently Asians invented pasta, which I am also Asian, so I win either way.
I'm just gonna say how. How did they invent pasta? They have rice. That's not pasta.
No, but they made noodles first, and pasta is.
Did they?
It's just noodles in different
Did
shapes.
they make rice noodles? Because that doesn't count.
They make egg noodles too.
Oh, that's true. Egg noodles. Yep. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They make
Did
shrimp
use flour?
noodles.
That's not a noodle.
They make.
That's not real.
They make glass potato noodles.
That'll work because I like gnocchi. Gnocchi. Hey, Anth0z, spell gnocchi. Prove you're Italian.
GNOCCHI.
Oh, you are Italian. You know what's up. You like it, the spicy meatball.
I like the spelling correctly.
Nice. Anth0z, what do we do in the show? What's the next part?
Let's just not even whatever.
It's supposed to be ye old news, but we don't have news. Do we have news?
I don't know. I'm Italian and Chinese. That's news.
I didn't talk about last week, but Doom Eternal happened at Bethesda. There was like a Bethesda Con or whatever it's called. Is it Bethesda Con? I don't even know what it's called. No, it's called QuakeCon.
It's called Beth.
I think I called it BlizzCon last time, and that was wrong.
You did call it BlizzCon.
It's not BlizzCon. Yeah. That's Blizzard. That's totally different. What I meant to say was QuakeCon, which
DoomCon.
is Bethesda. It pretty much is DoomCon because Quake today is not an IP that matters, and Doom is all that matters because Doom is back on the thing.
I just want to mention when you showed the Doom thing, like on the webcam, you know, like, okay, so if you don't set your camera properly, then things are backwards.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that yours is. Yeah, exactly.
Mood.
Like, we're going to talk about mood today.
People do these Photoshop things with the Doom logo. It's like a meme. And with the Doom logo, if you put it the other way, it's wood.
It's wood.
It's really funny. So people have this like photo of the Doom guy with a chainsaw, and it just says wood.
Oh, that's awesome.
I really
that's
like
great.
It. No, so I don't actually have much to say except for Doom Eternal's looking really good. And I don't play many games right now, but I'm a big fan of Doom from the first all the way up. and I really liked the Doom reboot in 2016, and I'm excited for Doom Eternal. I think it looks good. I think it's delayed to like November or something, but they showed some footage of it. I thought that was really cool. And also, if you're excited about it at all, there is Doom 1 and 2 and 3 now available on PS4, Xbox One, and Wii U, or Switch. What's the new Nintendo Switch?
Switch,
and Android and iOS as well. So you can actually play the classic Dooms if that's an interest of yours. If you are, though, I do suggest playing them on PC, because PC is like where you're supposed to play these games. But you can branch out. If you're one of those weirdos, then buy it on your weirdo device, your Wii U Switch thing.
Or like your Apple Watch.
Yeah, you weirdos. That. Yeah, you weirdos. Play it on your Apple Watch. I mean, Doom is like the most famous ported game on anything. If people are practicing how to port something, they will practice with the first Doom game. So like, if people are programming, let's say, their fridge, and like trying to like port things onto it for the fun of hacking, they will use Doom, the Doom WAD, and they will use that to port onto the fridge just for fun. So there actually is like the Samsung fridge. People will put Doom on it.
How does that work?
It's that, since it's like from 91 or 92, and it's just like the way the code works, it's really easy, I think, for people to be able to translate it onto other code. So yeah,
okay,
works well. It's a well-coded
anyways,
game.
You reminded me a little bit about Nintendo Switch. So apparently, I think they might be under some sort of like lawsuit right now, or some sort of litigation, because the Joy-Cons, like a lot of people are experiencing something called Joy-Con drift. So
is it listing lazily to the left?
Something. Well, I don't know if it's left specifically, but I guess.
Did the N64 controllers not do that too? I feel like they did.
Well, okay, they did that, but I noticed that that only happened if you're holding down the joystick to whatever side as you turned on the N64. But if you let it, if it was, yeah.
Wow.
But if it was sitting default, like if you weren't touching it whatsoever and plugged it in and turned it on, it would be fine. But if you plugged it in and turned it on while holding the joystick to the side, then that's what would screw up the calibration for whatever reason. At least that was
I did not know that. That's interesting. Well,
that was my experience, and I think my friends mentioned the same thing too.
Wow.
So I just assumed that was a thing. But with this one, so
we got the hot tips here on the Scumm Bar Podcast for you, Nintendo fans out there.
Nintendo fans. So so this Joy-Con drifting. So this Joy-Con drifting is happening. I think with a lot of people, and so people are trying to figure out like what can they do about it. Like I think there are services online where you can fix your Joy-Con or whatever. But I think people want to find out, well, what is Nintendo going to do about it? Like, is there going to be some sort of recall? Are they going to refund a bunch of players for the Joy-Con, like I guess the damage and not being able to play to the full extent? I don't know. Like it's still too early to tell. But like what they've noticed is it's more so in the left Joy-Con, because if you do have, say, both Joy-Cons plugged in or connected onto the controller dock, and you're using it as like one handheld controller, then usually the left analog one is the one you'll be using for overall movement. Right. So most of the cases, Joy-Con drift is happening in the left Joy-Con, not as much in the right, but still there are some occurrences in the right one. So it seems like it could just be like any Joy-Con, whatever situation. If you've been using it enough, you could be experiencing this Joy-Con drift, and I don't know what the solution is yet, other than to go about and fix it on your own or get a new Joy-Con. At the same time, Nintendo is releasing like every single color possible for the Joy-Con. I think they recently there's like a neon 7 and neon gray, and I don't know, just like there's all these colors for the Joy-Con now. It's fun that's customizable, but at the same time, like, man, so much. Anyway, Nintendo in a nutshell.
Well, that's news. It's newsworthy.
That's news.
That's the news. I guess also on Nintendo, I saw Super Mario Maker 2 footage now. I think you and I have been throwing videos back and forth.
Yeah.
And it's an interesting game. It's shaping up to be as good as I was hoping it would be. The speedrunner community is really enjoying it and doing a lot of cool things with it, as well as like the I don't know what else to call them, so I'm going to call them pro gamers, but they're like YouTube gamers that are just having fun trying to complete like the really hard, challenging levels. And we've already seen the first viral video for Super Mario Maker 2 be that really challenging, hard level that was going everywhere on YouTube. So congrats to Nintendo. That's pretty cool.
And so the person who created that, their Twitter, I guess maybe like their online name is YT Sunny, I think. Maybe it stands for like YouTube Sunny, or he's probably just Sunny, and on YouTube he's YT Sunny. Maybe on Twitter he's like T Sunny. I don't know, whatever. So Sunny created what did he called it Mario 1-1 with a twist.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah. So I showed you that video game donkey video.
Yeah.
It's like, I wonder what the twist is. I don't get what the twist is.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a
I know
twist.
what the twist is. There are no Goombas.
So good.
But that's I have a couple of friends who they're not like big gamers or anything, but like
So they're really short, or are they like skinny?
they're just like on like the stout side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, stout gamers. But
I like a porter gamer.
that chocolatey malt gamer. Yeah.
Yes. Or a coffee.
Yeah, so they just noticed whatever videos are trending, and so then they posted it. They posted that the Mario one with a twist, and they were talking about it, and they didn't realize like Mario Maker's a thing. Like I commented saying oh this is such a fun creation that somebody made, and they're like, what? Like this is a real thing? And I had to explain to them like, yes, like there's Mario Maker where you can create your own things and you can create your own levels, and with this you can go online and play levels that other people have created.
I like to see that challenging side. I mean, I think that's the most intriguing thing with Mario Maker is it's like, try to get your best score and challenge each other with it. Score. And it seems so typical with games. It's like, get the high score. But it's almost like a lost art. And it's so nice to see people competing again, trying to like compete for that score and like against each other. I love that competition. And that game really has a lot of it. So I'd like to see more of that kind of stuff. So, and especially coming from Nintendo, not even from one of the, how I see them, the bigger players that are really changing the narrative of gaming. Nintendo's just kind of out there always trying to like do the Nintendo Disney kind of thing, right? But here they are with like a very competitive game that is doing very well, especially because of YouTube. So yeah, that's cool. So
I just want to mention that when I see these kind of creations, when somebody puts something like as pivotal as that online, well, the way I take it is you're getting a look into their brain. So when I see Mario 1-1 with a twist, like if I were to meet that person, and I don't have to meet this person, but this person, whatever you see in that level is spinning in his head. Like if you were to enter his brain, that's what you see. You just see like a whole bunch of spinning fire rods, and that's what it is.
Well, it's actually the exact same with coding too, and I always wonder that when I'm coding. I'm working on a game right now, and I don't know what portion of myself I'm putting into the game. I really don't, because the
left portion.
My left? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. But it's because the content of this game isn't a theme that has anything to do with my life. So it's very interesting. It's kind of like outside of the box for me, I guess. But at the same time, I bet you like someone like you, I don't want to say the game or anything, but I bet you someone like you would look into it. If you were playing the game, I bet you'd be like, oh, there's Matt. Like you'd probably see me in the game somewhere. Like you'd be like, oh, that's such a Matt thing or something, right? So yeah, I find it interesting how that's just art in a nutshell. You're really putting yourself into your project, and I think it's very cool. But yeah, you're right. With Mario Maker, it's similar. You're probably seeing the creator in a sense in that level. Yeah, he's twisted. He's a twisted, sadistic person.
Yeah, he's just a big fire rod.
Apparently. Yeah. Okay, let's move into something I like to call topic number one. Topic number one. Topic number one.
1-1-1.
1-1, but with a twist, because it's my topic. So I'm going to go first.
Ooh. Twisty topsy-turvy Mattbrush.
And it's got no Goombas. My topic. My topic is about... I wonder if you can guess my topic. It's a TV show that's been running for a long time now. It's
Friends.
in its... Nope. It's
NCIS.
still running today. It started in 2001,
Simpsons.
I want to say.
2001.
And it's in its 36th season, I think.
What?
No, 39th season. It's in its 39th season, currently on air right now. And it started in 2001. Riddle me that. These questions 3. That.
It's in its 39th season and it started in 2001?
Yes.
This must be some sort of like weird web series or something.
It's a reality show.
Is it on cable?
Yes.
Survivor?
Yes.
Oh.
So I have not been a Survivor fan in my lifetime, really.
Yeah.
I did watch the very first season when it was on air. And that was it. Then I stopped watching entirely. My girlfriend is into the show. I've never really watched it, but lately we've been going through the older seasons and kind of catching up with the seasons.
Yeah, you
as
mentioned
they go.
this to me. That's right.
Yeah. And we're in right now, currently like season 37 or 38. I think we're almost caught up.
Wow.
And I have to say, I'm hooked on this show. Like, it went from being a show I didn't care about to a show that I'm like, oh, this is such good TV. Like, I don't know. There's a lot to make fun of when it comes to reality TV shows, but there's so much fun in it at the same time that it's like, I think I watched The Office like 9 or 10 times in a row. And then it's like, then I'm like, I need something different. And when I'm watching Survivor, it reminds me of when I used to watch Twitch streamers or watch like my girlfriend play a game or something.
Yeah.
And I'm watching Survivor and it's like a chessboard and I'm trying to figure out the pieces. And I'm trying to figure out the ending and guess the ending. But also since it's not a story structured show, you can't guess the ending. It's just going to happen how it goes with like a twist, right? So I don't know. There's something so intriguing about it. But I just want to talk about it. Have you ever seen Survivor?
No, I might have seen like snippets of it, but I can only recall seeing these snippets back when probably around 2001 when it first came out.
Right.
And the only thing was there was a guy named Richard or something, right? In the first
Yeah, I think that's the first season. Yeah.
Right. And I can't remember if he was the winner or not, but I guess what I took from it was Survivor was about people who backstab each other. Like they form groups or whatever so that they can like get ahead, and then they backstab each other so they can also get ahead.
Yes.
And then also somebody was naked on the show.
Oh, yeah. I think that was season 2 in Africa. There was a guy who was naked all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. So those are the only two things that I can remember from the show. Honestly, I think I mentioned this to you before, but I can never get into reality shows. Like I generally don't enjoy watching reality shows, at least the way that they're like the genre of stuff like, Survivor or The Voice, like America's Best Dance Crew, like stuff like that. I don't really enjoy watching them just because for me, it's always been like, the way that I interpret it is that these people are on the show and win because media is just like exploiting their story. And I guess, yes, like
Definitely.
they've given consent or they don't know that they've given consent because there's probably fine print in the contract or whatever, right? Because that's kind of one thing that I experienced. That's for another story, but it's just like, I don't know, like if I'm gonna watch a TV show, I want it to be that like people form together to put together a story. They've got a whole bunch of creative ideas. They all have these people that they want to work with, and they want to make something that is enjoyable to watch, as opposed to let's put all these people in a scenario and let's gawk at them and see what happens. Yeah, you know, like that's my cynical take on it, but I can see why it is also really entertaining. It's just not necessarily my thing.
Well, I agree with you like 100% on all that. And I would say that like 99% of reality TV is garbage. Like it's awful. It's so bad. But we all have a weak spot. And my weak spot happens to be specific reality shows. Right. And Survivor is one of them. And MasterChef, oddly enough, is another one. Now, thinking about it, MasterChef I like to watch, not because of the reality show aspect, but because of the food aspect. I get really into the food. Yeah. And then, of course, by the time you've watched a few episodes, you'll find certain contestants that you're interested in. You're like, okay, I'd like to see them go further. And then by the time you get near the finale, maybe your contestant made it, and it's kind of like watching your racehorse win. Maybe it didn't care, and then by the time it gets close to the end, you're like, oh my god, now I care a whole bunch. So I find that with Survivor and MasterChef. Now, I've never enjoyed Big Brother or The Voice or American Idol or America's Got Talent or Britain's Got Talent or any of that kind of stuff. I've never really enjoyed any of those. But that's because I don't like the slotting people into things. Yeah. And I think that's something a lot of people don't understand about reality shows. It's very first and foremost, before a season even starts, the producers of the show create templates of all the different types of personalities they want. And they go, these are the personalities we want. These are the personalities we think will clash the most for our reality show. Then when they do auditions, they slot the people into those templates. So it's not like they just found 12 people or 16 for Survivor and they were like, these random 16 people we decided to take in. That's never actually how reality shows work. It's always like, okay, who's our bad boy? Who's our rebel? Who's like our young and attractive person? Or who's like our dumb person? Who's our funny, quippy person, right? Like they have these slots and then they audition everybody and they go, okay, perfect. And they put them in. Second thing is the way they look. Like, maybe not the way they talk or act, but the way they look is usually done by the show. So that's a big one in MasterChef. I think people don't really realize their wardrobes in MasterChef are, like, always a plain shirt or a shirt that doesn't have logos on it or a hat that doesn't have a logo on it. And I think a lot of people don't realize their wardrobe, like, these people before they come out to do MasterChef, there's literally a wardrobe set up for these characters. So that maybe there's a fisherman character. So he always has a ball cap on that's kind of like a fisherman style ball cap. He's always got a specific plaid shirt on. He's always got certain jeans and shoes. And I think a lot of people don't realize that's the studio giving him that. That's not actually what he wears.
How do you know all this?
No, this is just common, it's just, well, for one, it's obvious watching it. I don't actually know, I should say.
Okay.
It's obvious watching, but for two, this is just common movie making things. Like, this is how you make money from a show, and that's what these are about, is making money.
Okay.
So putting those aside, though, I have to say MasterChef and Survivor are still totally watchable, weirdly enough. They're really watchable. But keep in mind, I also binge these. I don't watch them weekly. So I'm not sitting down at a TV watching these on cable weekly, going through commercials, waiting the next week to see who got voted off. That's never been a thing. I'm binging these, so I'm watching like 4 or 5 episodes at once kind of thing, and then moving to the next one. Maybe not 4, but that's a little drastic. But so for me, the excitement's kind of there, and you're getting an instant satisfaction out of it. So maybe that changes things a little bit too. I'm not sure. But regardless, what I'm really enjoying about Survivor is that even though there's a lot of trickery in like reality shows in this way, Survivor can't trick everything. They can't slot it in however they'll make money the most, because a lot of it is, like you said, the dramatic game. There's the surviving game. There's like the physical side to Survivor, where you have to be a strong person who can get through challenges. There's the smart side of it, where you have to go through puzzle-like challenges. There's the social side of it, which is so intriguing to me that I didn't realize was actually so hard. I thought it was all reality, and it's like, oh god, there's all this drama on this stupid show.
Yeah.
But no, it's actually part of the social game. So, like, you could be the guy who rolls your eyes and it's like, I can't believe there's so much drama here. It's so annoying. But at the same time, if you don't involve yourself in that drama, you get voted off. So I realized really quickly watching the show that I was like, oh, I don't have this show figured out the way I thought I did. Like, I would have been voted off really quickly in this show. I was like, that's interesting to me, because you start to realize your own social games. So, so I guess I don't really have much more to say on the topic, except for the fact that I'm really liking Survivor, and it kind of shocks me how much I'm into a reality show because of everything you said about reality shows. I do agree with you, but this one, for some reason, is really working with me. I'm really liking it. So
yeah. I can see that. Like, so with something with Survivor, that's probably that's like the pioneer, at least from what I can recall. It's pretty much like the pioneer reality contest show, right?
I think American Idol and Survivor were like the two. I think they came out around the same time, and they were huge, like behemoths as far as these shows would go.
I think American Idol. Yeah,
sorry, go
ahead. American Idol, because I'm thinking back to I can remember some stuff in high school. I think American Idol came out, must be like 2003 or 2004.
Yep.
Because I think season 2 was when I was in grade 12. Which season was Clay Aiken? He was in season 2, right? Clay Aiken and Ruben Studdard.
I didn't watch American Idol.
They were so they were season 2, and I was in grade 12. So pretty sure Survivor came out before American Idol, if that's the case.
Right.
I remember Surviving being like the big thing.
Yeah.
Which was pretty intriguing. I think it's just interesting that it was so. Like, considering that they've gone 39 seasons, it's
crazy.
Amazing to think that being the first show to do this, it didn't fizzle out. And in fact, it just like kept going on, and there were always people willing to put themselves into this situation. Because like Survivor, from what I know, like you're basically stranded on like an island, or like in some place where the only tools you have are whatever you see in front of you, which is just like the environment, I guess, right? Like you don't have like digital technology at your disposal. And you have to rely on other people. So I can see why it's a very unique thing on its own, just because like you're witnessing people in these completely like I don't know, these completely different situations where you have to kind of wonder, like, wow, like, could these people really survive? Could I survive if I were in that situation? Like how I think that's a big part of it too, right? Like when you put yourself in their shoes, like you said, that if you were in it, you would get voted off really quickly. And I think I can see why that would be some of the appeal. It's like trying to, like, the human nature of like problem solving, right? Like, what is it I need to do?
It's trying to be able to fit in with a tribe, right?
Yeah.
Like it's unique in that sense. Because I was thinking about, well, I could survive on an island. I could do these challenges. These seem easy enough. Like I'm like rip roaring ready to go. You know, I'm like let's do this. But then I was like watching it and I was like, God, these people are annoying, you know? And I was like, that would suck. And then I was like, I would suck. I realized really quickly, I was like, I would not be able to small talk with these people. I wouldn't be able to figure this out. And I was like, and it reminds me of school in a sense. And it reminds me of like, work sometimes. And there's a lot of relatable things that even though these people are trapped on an island trying to quote unquote survive, these are the same things that we go through in our daily lives too. So it's pretty interesting. Interesting to the point that these things are not made up. You know, watching Big Brother, I feel like the whole show is made up, maybe even scripted. But this, I feel like you can't script it because it's all randomized anyways. Now, who's holding the sticks when they do a draw? I don't know. You know, like maybe there is some kind of puppet master behind Survivor. But even if there is, I think it's pretty hard to trick a lot of the stuff they do in there. I just want to say real quick, I forgot, my brother did audition for the reality show Wipeout. Do you remember that show?
What is it?
Wipeout? It was like
I've never heard of that.
It was a reality show where you had to like there's all these like ball things, you had to dodge balls and stuff, and you had to go through like obstacle courses. It was like most extreme challenge. You remember that show?
Most extreme challenge. No.
MXC?
Oh.
It was like MXC but Americanized.
Was that the one that was like ripped off from like the Japanese?
Yeah.
show? Oh,
it was that show but Americanized, and it was a reality show. So people competed each episode to try to get to the end kind of thing. Yeah. My brother auditioned for it, and he was a rapper. Like, he is a rapper in his career. Yep. But when he auditioned, he told them he's a rapper, and they wanted him to play up the rapper role. So he was really trying to get into his rapper. In his audition, he was really trying to be more of a rapper person. And he actually never made it in. But that alone, I think, has probably made me think that they slot people in. I think that's why I get this belief that they slot people in for reality shows. Is because when he came in for the audition, they were like, okay, you're the rapper, right? And they're like, so we're going to play up the story that you're the rapper character. Yeah. So like it already you could tell like the curtain is gone there at that moment. It's like, okay, so when the show starts, they're gonna be like, and here's blah, and he's a rapper, and like they're gonna like play that whole thing up, right? So
yeah. So okay, now that you've brought that up, I'll mention my experience because I auditioned for So You Think You Can Dance Canada the first season.
You think you can dance?
No. I'm saying So You Think You Can Dance.
Oh.
I auditioned for you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. I went as Mattbrush.
Hi, I'm Mattbrush. Yeah. Oh, from the Scumm Bar Podcast?
Like, oh, is that you? Did you bring a brush? So in the interview process, so basically you go through like the first audition, and I guess that's in front of the producers. And then if they see that, I guess if they like you or whatever, then you go on to the interview before you actually do those auditions that you see on TV.
Right.
So in the interview process, like what really bothered me, and it sounds like it is what you're saying, was like I could see how they were trying to slot me into this this template.
It's a numbers game. It's how they make their money. It makes sense.
Yeah, but that's what deterred me from it. So like they, okay, I remember the contract itself. Like there was some sort of like fine print where it did say like by signing this you give us the right to. It wasn't as simple as like embellish your life, but it was pretty much like to like basically make up stories about your life,
exaggerate like more about you than what you really are. Yeah.
The wording made it seem to me like it was very obvious that it's like you can basically just say whatever you want. So, but it's been so long now, like it's hard to really recall. But anyway, the questions that they asked me were like, what's living at home like? Do you get along with your parents? Do you have any brothers? Do you live with your brothers? Do you fight with your brothers? Like, are you sure you don't fight with your brothers? And I was like, what? Like, why do you like the follow-up question for like are you sure there aren't any like conflicts that happen? I'm like, okay, you're obviously digging for just like conflict and you just want to sell that. Like, I'm just here to audition as a dancer, not as like a poor, not as like
good for you.
A sorry story. So like it was, that really turned me off from reality shows. Like that
means you're a good person.
I don't know if that means I'm a good person. I think it is.
You identified it in the moment.
Okay.
Not a lot of people can do that. You're very self-aware. Good for you. Good job.
Well, okay. Thank you.
That claps for you.
Thank you.
No, really.
Thank you.
Bow. I want to see the bow.
Oh. Nice.
That was a very... Wow. You are a dancer. I know you can dance. That's the sequel.
The follow-up reality show. I know you can dance. So you think you can dance? No, I know.
No, I can dance. Anth0z.
Mattbrush.
typically in the halfway point of the show, we like to play a thing on a wheel of something. I can't remember what it's called. It's called like the Wheel of Scum.
Scum.
What I'm going to do for today, though, is I'm going to throw a wrench into the works. Boom. Ooh, squishy wrench. And I'm going to just give you some trivia here because I'd like to move on. So what I'm going to do is give you a speed challenge, and you're going to have to answer these questions extremely fast. Lightning round!
And there's my friend's reference.
The
lightning round. Something I like to call the lightning round.
What's oh my god, what is it? What's Monica's favorite movie? What's her actual favorite movie? Weekend at Bernie's. I love that part.
Okay. Wait, her favorite movie, Dangerous Liaisons. Her actual favorite movie is Weekend at Bernie's. Yeah.
Okay, Anth0z, are you ready for lightning round?
Yes.
Okay, we are talking
I'm
Legend
so
of Zelda.
good at lightning round.
I'm so
Sorry.
Okay, we are talking Legend of Zelda. Are you ready?
Oh.
Answer as fast as you can.
Oh boy. Okay.
Here we go.
Green.
And who is the hero of the game?
Link.
Who is the villain?
Ganondorf.
What triangle artifact do the hero and villain both try to claim?
The Triforce.
In what land does the game take place?
Hyrule.
What volcanic mountain can be found in the north of that land?
Oh no.
I guess which Zelda we're talking about.
Oh shoot.
Just says The Legend of Zelda. What volcanic mountain can be found in the north of that land?
I want to say Mordor.
Blank mountain.
I can't remember. Oh, shoot.
You can say next.
Okay, next.
What is the currency of the game?
Rupees.
What musical instrument does the hero often use?
Ocarina.
What was the first Zelda game released for the GameCube?
Oh, shoot. GameCube. Legend of Zelda. GameCube. Wind Waker?
What game was released for the Switch?
A Breath of the Wild.
What type of animal is Epona?
Horse.
What type of creature can be stored in a bottle and can revive the hero when he dies?
Fairy.
What weapons are Dodongos vulnerable to?
Hammers.
What do Gorons eat?
Oh, shoot. What do they eat? Rocks?
What Australian weapon does the hero use to stun his enemies?
Australian?
Australian weapon.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Boomerang.
Boomerang? What type of creature is Poe?
A ghost.
What does the old man say when he gives the hero a sword in the original game? It's blank to blank blank.
Oh, it's dangerous to go out alone.
Nice. What type of animal can the hero become in The Twilight Princess? What magic sword does the hero wield?
The Master's magic sword, like the Master Sword?
What Sheikah warrior is often portrayed as Zelda's bodyguard?
Sheik.
What 1920s socialite inspired the name Zelda?
What?
Ooh, I know this. That's like the only one I know.
What 1920s socialite?
There's only one person named Zelda, and she lived in the 1920s.
like Aunt Zelda from Sabrina the Teenage Witch?
Her husband wrote The Great Gatsby.
That doesn't help me figure out who she is.
Zelda Fitzgerald.
Oh, I have no idea who that is.
Oh, Zelda Fitzgerald. She was like an aristocrat back in the time of like 1920s.
Was she related to Ella Fitzgerald?
No.
Okay.
No, not at all. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, so that was a lightning round. Good job, Anth0z. I have no idea what you got because I don't have the answers in front of me. I just had the questions. So I know that you didn't get one. You didn't know the what volcanic mountain one, so you didn't get that. And you also didn't know what Gorons ate, I don't think.
I said rocks, but I guess that's probably wrong.
I'm sorry. You did say rocks. No, the other one was, what was the first Zelda game released for the GameCube? Now, I think it actually was the Four Swords.
Huh? Four Swords?
I think they did... Yeah, it's a GBA game, but I think they did four... Oh, actually, no. Four Swords was a dual disc with Wind Waker, actually. So,
what?
Four Swords release date.
Are you sure?
I think so. Four Swords was released on March 18th, 2004, and then Wind Waker release. So March 18th, 2004. Oh, I'm sorry, you were very right. It's December 13th, 2002 for Wind Waker. There's a dual disc that has Four Swords and Wind Waker on it that my friend had. And so I kind of thought for some reason that, I don't know why, but I thought Four Swords came beforehand. But no, you were right. I'm sorry. I thought it was kind of a trick question, but never mind.
Interesting.
So you did good. I think you got, out of 20, I think you got 19.
I probably didn't get all of them, but like they most likely used to eat rocks. Oh, they do eat rocks. Okay.
Yeah, so I think you got all of them except for whatever the volcanic mountain can be found in the north of Hyrule.
What is the volcano?
Magic Mountain.
It's literally no Death Mountain.
Oh, is it?
Oh wait, I guess it.
Yeah, Death Mountain.
Darn it! I should have gotten that one.
Yeah, still, you did very good for first speed round. Like, I thought I knew, like, maybe the bare minimum of Zelda, and I thought that would probably get me through most of that. I could answer, like, maybe the first 5. Yeah. But I was shocked. As soon as we were getting into Gorons and Sheikah Warriors, I was like, what are we talking about? Like, it's like, and there was, like, a Doduro or something. I was like, I don't know any of this. Like, this is weird to me.
Well, I'm happy with how that turned out.
Yeah, good on you. You did very well. You made the Zelda people happy.
Cool. Well, I'm sure they're pretty mad that I didn't get Death Mountain.
I doubt they care that much. Anth0z, let's move on to topic 2222, World 2-2.
Ooh, 2222 with a tutu twist. Don't twist your tutus.
I 2-2-2s you.
Yep. Ralph.
It's that kind of day. Okay, go ahead. What's your topic, Anth0z?
So, my topic is more... Is it an interactive thing? Okay. Basically, what I'm going to do is I want to know, based on some things that I would sort of compare and contrast with, which would you rather?
Ooh, we're going to play
And I open up the floor to you to ask me whatever kind of questions you can think of. So my first question, and this is what prompted me to think of this topic, because like I realized that there are some similarities amongst like different TV shows and movies and whatnot. But would you rather have Felix the Cat's bag or the magic school bus?
Remind me what Felix the Cat's bag does.
Okay, basically his bag, like
it's like Mary Poppins. Can he pull anything out of it?
Anything out of that bag, and it's a big yellow bag.
That's a good one. Or magic school bus.
So you either get a yellow bag that you can pull out anything, or you get a yellow bus that can turn into anything.
Interesting. Huh. I'm gonna have to go with the bag. I feel like with my imagination, if it truly works with whatever I want to pull out of it, with my imagination, I could probably always make something work to the same extent that I would with the Magic School Bus. Like, Magic School Bus is fairly limitless, so they're both pretty good options regardless of what you do.
Pretty limitless if you think about it. Yeah.
But I feel like no matter whatever the Magic School Bus can do, the Magic Bag, you could pull something out that can make it so you can do the same thing.
Right.
I think, right? So I mean, by that logic, I feel like the Magic Bag is the better choice. Although I have to admit, the Magic School Bus also sounds really cool.
Right. So, yeah, like it's hard for me to really say like which one I would rather have. Like, I like the idea of just like having this bag and I can just pull things out and I still got a bag. So it's just like, it's almost like dual purpose, right? The one main difference I see is that having the Magic School Bus is like, it's alive. Yeah. So, like, I'll always have this friend with me. Like, I'll always have like an entity that I can like speak to or just like be with. Even though they both kind of do the same thing. Like, they both have these limitless powers. But at the same time, say like the Magic School Bus, like say we're flying in outer space and I accidentally send the bus towards like the sun and I don't get a chance to like prep it so that I can survive the sun, then I would be really sad that I just threw this entity, like a sentient being, into the sun. So that's like the pro and con for me. Like, it's nice to have him as a friend, but at the same time, I would feel really worried about putting it in very dangerous circumstances. So, but I would say I would go with the bus, because at least the way it is, I can drive around, or it can drive me around. So yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I do like the bus because it goes meep meep.
Yeah. Magic School Bus.
Magic School Bus.
So my next question is: would you rather be a Power Ranger or a Voltron? I don't know what they were called. I didn't watch Voltron.
What's a Voltron?
Voltron. You know the show Voltron? I mean, it's pretty much that. Oh, really?
No, I've never heard of Voltron before. It sounds like Transformers to me.
Voltron was like what happened.
Age of Voltron. That's a thing,
It came
right?
before Power Rangers, I believe.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Pretty sure.
Oh, I've totally seen like a promo for this on Netflix.
Oh yeah. They have like
Voltron
a
looks
rebooted
like
Voltron.
the dude the Power Rangers become when they Mighty Morph.
Like the ninja one, right?
Yeah.
Or not the ninja one. The the ninja one.
Like, are you sure Voltron's not the thing that they morph into? It's even got like the green guy has like the tiger face.
Well,
the
what
blue
I mean
guy
is
has a
like
tiger face.
Yeah. So would you rather be a Power Ranger or the thing that like Voltron that turns into Voltron, like the people?
Oh, so Voltron's from Power Rangers.
No, Voltron is from like people that have powers that can turn into Voltron, I guess.
What?
You know what? Let's can
So
this
confusing.
question.
Hey, I have a question for you. I have a question for you. My
Okay.
answer to that one was Power Rangers because I don't know Voltron. But I have
Okay.
a question for you. Okay. They're gonna make a live action Legend of Zelda. This is hypothetical. They're gonna make
Okay.
a live action Legend of Zelda. They
Yeah.
couldn't get David Harbour to play Link. I don't know
I'm not
why,
watching
but he
it.
was busy, so they couldn't get him. So instead, would you rather they get Chandler Riggs from The Walking Dead or the kid from Game of Thrones and The Maze Runner? I can't remember his name. Thomas Brody Sangster.
Wait, he was in the Maze Runner? Thomas?
Yeah, he was in The Maze Runner. He was amazing in The Maze Runner.
He was.
You could really say he was amazing.
Oh, that guy. I would get him.
You'd get him over Chandler Riggs. And why?
Something about the way that I've seen him like on screen, like I can see how he would have like yes, he could sound like him, but something about his character, the characters that he's played, like I feel like he already fits like a potential like that hero character. Like he's always doing things for like the greater good sort of thing.
Okay.
Whereas I don't know, Chandler Biggs, like maybe he just did a really good job. Chandler Riggs, sorry. Chandler Riggs.
Bing!
Chandler Riggs, like his character in the beginning, actually it was on and off. Like I really hated his character. He was just so annoying.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to see him in something other than like that kind of character where I would just like hate, and I don't want to hate Link. So
Link,
yeah.
he come to town.
Come to save the Princess Zelda. Yeah.
Okay, does it change your mind that Tom Holland just lost his career as Spider-Man and he's penniless and looking for a new job and he sees that there's a Link movie and so he auditions? Does it change your mind at all that Tom Holland is now in the throw-in?
That's interesting. I would probably still go with the Sangster.
Sangster, you're hooked on Sangster.
I think
hooked
so.
on a Sangster. Ba-ba-da-ba.
But if I were to pick some like random character out of nowhere, I would pick what's his name? David Fenton?
David Harbour. You can't get David Harbour. Stop trying to throw
sorry.
him into
What's
Legend of Zelda.
Bill Fenton? What's that kid's name? Who's Draco?
Draco Malfoy?
Yeah. Who's he played by?
Dan Felton, isn't it? Tom Felton, sorry.
Tom Felton. Yeah. I can kind of see him as like a young adult Link.
Yeah, but Tom Felton's got my issue. He's got the widow's peak going so hard now that he's starting to look 40.
Yeah,
he's
looking
got
a bit
the
on the
devil
older side.
horns, and then it's just totally going back and back and back.
Yeah.
So he doesn't know what to do with his hair anymore, so they would really have to put a wig on him if he was going to play Link. Because Link would not be able to come to town anymore. Link, he stays at home. He watches kids.
He's in the Flash, right? He actually plays like a cop, or he's like a CSI guy in the Flash.
Really?
Yeah. So he's been around town in Vancouver, and people have taken pictures with him at the
I know.
Orpheum.
I was in the Orpheum with Tom Felton as we watched Harry Potter and the
Order of the Phoenix? Goblet
Chamber
of
of
Fire?
Secrets together.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Nice.
And
Yeah,
every
we
time
probably
he was
mentioned
on
this
screen,
before,
everyone went, woo!
Oh, they showed him on screen?
Well,
sorry,
in the movie.
like his
We watched
character.
the
I thought you
movie.
meant like they panned to him, like a live feed.
No, that would
I
have been
see.
so embarrassing for him.
Okay, I got a couple more.
Okay.
Would you rather be a machine transformer or a beast transformer?
Oh, BCs.
Really?
Beast Wars. Dun dun
Dun it, dun it.
dun
Beast
Beast Wars. I love that show, man. I would be Optimus Primal. No, I wouldn't. I'd be Cheetor. No, I wouldn't. I'd be Rat Trap. I like Rat Trap. He was the coolest. He goes,
Rat Trap was really cool.
Optimus, come on, man.
I feel like Rat Trap was so underrated. That guy was so cool.
He was great, and he did so much stuff, and he had probably the biggest character arc out of them all. He was always complaining and being like, I don't want to do this, man. And then he'd get thrown into the situation, and he would do it every time.
Yeah, he would step up. He would be the one that would he would go in and spy, and he would be he was like the R2-D2 towards the end. Like he would just do it. He'd just
And actually underrated as well was Rhinox. Because I feel like he did a lot. He was like Optimus's right-hand man all the time. He was always there to support him. But at the same time, he was so brutal. Like he always had to patch himself up because he would get injured because he was like the tank. He could take anything.
Yeah, he was the tank. Literally. Yeah.
Oh, did he turn into a tank?
No.
But he was a rhino.
He was a rhino.
So my answer is Beast Wars because I actually never watched the original Transformers. So I don't know Starscream and Beetle Bug. Bumblebee. I don't know Bee.
Beetlebug.
I don't know who Bee is. To me, Bumblebee is Cheetor, and Starscream is Dinobot, and Optimus Prime is Optimus Primal. I don't know the other ones, so to me, all that's weird.
Wait, who did you say is Cheetor?
Cheetor is Bumblebee, I think.
I don't think so.
That's how I would see it. I mean, I don't know if it's actually canon for any of these characters, but the way I always saw it was Cheetor was Bumblebee.
I took Cheetor as Hot Rod.
Oh yeah, okay. I didn't know. I don't know who Hot Rod is. I guess
that's fine.
Yeah,
and then I would take Tigatron.
I think you're right though. I actually think you're right. I think that is who he's supposed to be.
And then I took Tigatron as Cup because at least in the movie, in the one that we watched together, the animated movie, Cup and Hot Rod they traveled together, and Cup was
right. He's the
old
that movie.
Yeah, he's like that old, an old truck or whatever, old Japanese truck.
Oh,
and
you know
Tigatron is kind of like the older, wiser Cheetor. So that's why I saw that kind of pairing.
I actually forgot how good that movie was, though. I actually entirely forgot all about that movie, and now I'm replaying that movie, and there was some good characters in it. Who's Jazz? I remember the name Jazz.
Jazz is the white. Is he a Porsche?
Was he cool in the movie? I think he was.
Yeah, but he didn't last too long. He didn't have a lot of scenes. I mean. The scenes in Transformers, that animated movie, mainly revolved around, the Dinobots, Hot Rod, Cup, RC,
the Grimlock or whatever.
Grimlock, yeah.
He was so funny in that movie.
Grimlock is awesome.
I really like that one. But my answer would still be Beast Wars.
Okay. That's fair. I think it's such a toss up for me, but I think if I wanted to transform from humanoid to something else, I think I would choose the machine. So I don't know. So,
you don't want to be a pterodactyl? You don't want to be pterosaur? Pterosaur! Or a Waspinator? Waspinator.
I just...
Scorponok. Scorponok.
Yeah. They're like Pokemon. They say their own names.
They really are, yeah.
Yeah. I guess the way that I when I picture Optimus Prime, for example, when he shows up in that scene, right? He's got that trailer behind him, and then after he transforms back into humanoid mode, he uses rocket boosters and he goes flying into the air, and he's slow-mo shooting down at everybody below him, and I'm oh, that looks so cool. It looks so fun. I could jump really high in the air and land without pain, and I don't know. I think it'd be fun to be able to go in and out of car to human. So
yeah. Nah, Beast Wars all the way.
All right, that's fine.
Isn't there there's a tarantula as well as a Black Widow, isn't there?
Yeah, and it's tarantulas.
Tarantulas? Right? Yeah, I remember that when he transforms into a human, his legs are still there. They're
they're in his back.
Yeah.
Same thing with. Yeah.
The Black Widow chick sort of has that too. Is her name just Widow?
No, Black Arachnia.
Black Arachnia! Yeah! That's what it was. Oh, man. That's so cool.
Yeah. Do you remember there was
the tiger guy now, too. I remember who you're talking about.
Nice. Do you remember the ant? I think his name was Inferno. So he was a fire ant. And, he would always sacrifice himself for Megatron. But, because he's an ant, he serves the queen. So Megatron was his queen. And every time he sacifices himself, he'd be like, for the queen!
Oh, I do remember. Okay, I see him now. Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't he British or something? He had a funny voice.
Had a bit
well,
of
they all
British
had funny
accent.
voices, but
yeah.
Yeah, I rewatched the show in like 2008 and I went through the whole thing again.
Yeah.
And I was shocked how good it was still. I really liked it. But the most exciting episodes was when, I don't remember what it's called now, an Allspark or something, like would come down somewhere and the Optimals were trying to get to it and the Decepticons? Predacons, thank you. We're trying to get to it as well. And you didn't know who was going to make it in time. And whoever made it in time then transformed.
Maximals and Predacons.
Thank you. Yeah. Maximals, yeah. And whoever made it there in time was then going to convert that spark thing to be the next one of theirs. And it was so exciting because you're like, oh, what's it going to be next? And every time it was such a unique character. And it always had like a good personality, interesting voice acting, and like a cool look to them. It's a good show. It's a really good show.
It was a good show, yeah. Okay, my last one that I have, but we could probably think of some more. Unless you've got some off the top of your head.
I haven't thought of any more.
Okay, well, would you rather be Spider-Man or Iron Man?
Spider-Man's my favorite out of most of the heroes. Like, as far as like my whole life has gone, and before MCU and all that, Spider-Man has been like one I really like. So I'd probably just pick Spider-Man. I think I'm also more familiar with all of Spider-Man than I am with all of Iron Man. Like, I don't totally get Iron Man. I know he's a genius and he's rich.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I don't know how far you can go with that. You can probably go forever, because it seems like he can kind of just go on forever. With Peter, I know his limitations and I know his unique abilities. And I like that. And I would just like to live my life as Peter Parker. I think it's pretty interesting.
Okay.
So I'd pick the Peter Parker. Peter Parker.
I would also pick Spider-Man, but more so because, like, so his actual abilities, like the superhuman strength, the Spidey sense, and also he is like super smart. So like they both got that factor. But in the end, Iron Man, like Tony Stark, is really just a human with a lot of like suits.
Yeah.
And so without the suits, he's like, unless he's like, he can at this point, like what we've seen in the MCU, like he can bring about a suit at will, but without it, you know, he is just human. And when it comes to Spider-Man, like Peter Parker, he still has those abilities. So he could like, he still has that strength. He could sense things faster. It just seems also really fun to be able to swing around. Like, I would just, all I would do all day would just like find all the tallest buildings and just swing for days.
Except for you'd be seen so easily. Like some maniac control. I guess you have. Yeah, it'd be cool.
Yeah.
I'd like that.
I think it'd be fun.
Obviously, being Tony's not bad either, but Peter Parker's much more interesting.
Yeah, I think, well, like they definitely have their layers, but
like an onion.
Yeah, an onion.
I don't think anybody can say layers anymore without somebody else saying like an onion.
Like an onion.
I just don't think it's possible. Okay.
Anyway.
So I don't have a would you rather. Do you have another one?
That's fine. That's all. Those are all the ones that I thought of.
I'm gonna ask DuckDuckGo. Would you rather? I'm gonna see what the first thing comes up.
Interesting.
Would you rather? Okay, there's a site. I hope it's a randomly generated site that randomly generates would you rathers.
I want to think of more, but it's yeah.
Would you rather lead a boring life from here forward? That's a weird way to phrase this question. Would you rather lead a boring life from here forward, or be reborn with all your memories into a baby of the opposite sex?
Whoa.
That's a weird question. Lead a boring life from here forward. How do you define that? Like, how do you know your life's going to be boring?
Yeah.
And then also keep all your memories, but be born again as a baby of the opposite sex.
I guess, yeah, it depends on how you define
a better way to phrase
life.
this is just keep living your life or make the choice to be able to be a baby of the opposite sex with your memories.
Yeah, I would probably go be born again in the opposite sex.
You think so?
I think so. Like, I guess
and
the
why
only
is the follow-up.
Well, yeah, of course. I guess because like I definitely don't want to live a boring life. But if I were to be born again into, like the baby of the opposite sex, like at least I have some knowledge going into it.
Yeah.
And I still have the ability to learn and grow. And the only difference is that I just have some predetermined knowledge, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I'd probably go with that. I'll be a baby.
Okay.
How about you?
I'd just keep my life. I wouldn't change.
Okay.
I'm also boring in that sense. When people are like, would you do this for $1 million? I'm like, no. And they're like, what if I gave you 10 million? No, $1 billion. What if I gave you 10 billion gazillion dollars? I'm like, no.
No.
It's boring, but it's true. I wouldn't. I'm sorry, but I don't sell. So
Okay, I thought of one.
Okay.
Would you rather have a Pokemon or a Digimon?
Pokemon.
Really?
Will Ash find his Pokemon? No, I'm just making fun of you for how you say Pokemon. You say it correctly, and I make fun of you every time for saying it.
I say the
Will
American
Ash and the gang
correct
find his
version, but-
Pokemon? You gotta be like Canadian about it. Pokemon.
Is that Canadian? But Canadians have Canadian French, and Canadian French has ease with accents.
Yeah,
and Pokemon
I don't know.
has
Maybe
an ease with an
I'm
accent.
American secretly. I don't know.
No,
Pokemon. You got a Pokemon. And
You gotta
then
do the
you're like,
Poka while you're on.
would you like a Pokemon or a Digimon? I don't know. I don't know Digimon very well, so I'd pick Pokemon in a heartbeat. I would pick a Squirtle.
Okay, I can give you some context. So with Digimon, they can speak English. They
What?
can. Yeah.
Oh, I don't like that at all. I would not want to talk to my pets. If my dog was talking to me, I would kick it out of the house. I don't want an intellectual pet.
Well, okay, so this is where the difference would lie, because like the way that they've kind of panned them out, like in the beginning, when you have your first Pokemon, it's pretty much like a pet. But
Yeah.
with Digimon, it's more like a companion, like a friend.
Digimon.
So with Digimon, yeah, like they can digivolve, but they can also devolve, I guess. Like they can turn into like their higher forms, but they can also go back into their smaller forms. So they
Okay.
have like more flexibility that way. But they can also go back into like this egg form. I can't remember how that happens. They probably like push their limits and then they get turned into an egg.
Like
And
Super
they have
Saiyan.
Yes, just
There
like a Super
is-
Saiyan.
There's a version beyond Super Saiyan. There's a Saiyan beyond Super Saiyan. It's
And
Super
it's called-
Saiyan.
It's called egg.
Egg Saiyan. Super God Egg Mode Saiyan. Did you? I love
It's
that
called
episode.
Super Side Up. Sorry.
Actually Vegeta does it twice, but I love the episode where Vegeta thinks he's a Super Saiyan and he's like, witness the power of a Super Saiyan.
yeah.
And then he's just not a Super Saiyan. And like when Goku is a Super Saiyan, you're just like, okay, that's a Super Saiyan. That's pretty crazy.
That's what he wants to be.
But he does it again later on with Super Saiyan 2. They're throwing around this whole Super Saiyan 2 thing. And then Vegeta, one episode, I think it's against the androids, he's suddenly like, witness the power of a Super Saiyan, you know? It's like, I think they call it Super Vegeta, and it's like an excelled form beyond Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
And it's still not Super Saiyan 2. And then Goku again is like, nah, this is Super Saiyan 2. Blue lightning comes out.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Would you rather
okay.
Super Saiyan 2 or no, would you rather go to a gunfight with a pellet pistol or go to a knife fight with a butter knife? So you're going to go to a gunfight with a pellet gun or a knife fight with a butter knife? I like this question.
Probably knife fight with a butter knife.
Ooh.
I
Have you been in a
think.
knife fight before?
Have you been in a gunfight before?
Yeah, all the time. Call of
Oh.
Duty, come
Oh,
on.
okay.
Come on.
Yeah, I think I would go with the knife fight with a butter knife, because I feel like that's slightly more even playing field. Like, if you were to stab somebody with a knife, it's probably easy to like push it through their flesh. The knife takes a bit more force, but I feel like that difference is a lot bigger when you compare a gun to a pellet gun,
Interesting.
right?
I
Like
would take the pellet gun because I think in a butter knife, if you jab it at somebody, you gotta jab pretty hard for it to pierce any kind of skin, and you're also not gonna slice anyone, which I think is mostly the injuries in a knife fight are slices. So
well, I think you could, because if you're gonna take a swipe at somebody, you're not gonna do it with like weak force. You're gonna do it like with a pretty strong force.
with
I
a
can see.
butter knife, I just don't see it slicing at all though. Not skin. It's not gonna slice skin. It's just gonna gradually go. Whoo? It's gonna make that noise too. Whoo? Across the skin.
Just float off you like water.
But like, and also, let's say you did stab somebody with the butter knife. You actually were able to apply enough force to stab somebody, which could happen. Your knife is stuck in that person now. There's no way you're getting that knife back. And they've now got a sharp knife, I'm assuming at least, and are fighting back. So like, depending on where you stab them, they're probably gonna have the upper hand pretty quick. Meanwhile, with a pellet gun, You can weaken someone pretty quick with a pellet gun. Let's just say the other guy was a bad shot and you're a good shot. With a pellet gun, you can take someone to their knees pretty quickly.
But then, if you can't really put skill into it, because if you say like you give somebody like a black belt a butter knife and then like a no belt a knife, like the black belt, the one who has more experience is also going to be able to just like overpower the other person.
Well,
but that's because of their own skill.
Still removing skill then. Still removing skill. Your odds of survival, I believe, are better with the pellet gun than with the knife. Because the caliber of pellet gun to regular gun, the threshold difference there, compared to the threshold difference between butter knife and like switchblade or something, are vastly different, right? So I think your odds of survival are much better with the pellet gun. So I choose pellet gun. You're wrong.
Fine.
Is that a Friends reference?
What?
For some reason, it sounds like Ross and or Chandler. I can hear both in that. Fine.
I can hear Ross saying, "Hi." Like
Russ and Ross.
Yeah, Russ. Like,
Oh, can you answer me a Friends question?
Probably.
Was Russ played by David Schwimmer?
Yeah.
Okay, I never got that. So Russ was actually David Schwimmer. When I watched it, and I haven't seen the episode in a long time, but I always thought that Russ was just a guy that looked like David Schwimmer, but wasn't actually David Schwimmer.
Well, I've never looked this up, but I'm going to say yes. Let's see. Okay, Rachel begins dating a guy named Russ, who bears an uncanny resemblance to Ross. Both roles were played by David Schwimmer.
Good.
Yep.
Good on them.
Yeah,
we mentioned this before, but they actually did pretty good with their clone stuff in Friends.
Like Phoebe and Ursula was really done
Phoebe
well.
and Ursula, they do a really good job with it, but also, well, the Russ and Ross thing, it looks to me like they're using the split frame quite a bit, the camera, and then just filming it twice.
Yeah.
And putting the two shots together. But there's a few where they brought an extra in to play David Schwimmer while they're playing off each other. So at least they're doing that. Oh.
Whoa.
Okay, never mind. I'm looking at a shot right now where Russ is actually handing papers to Ross, and he's actually crossing the split to hand them to Ross, which is very interesting. It's harder to do that. Oh, just keep in mind, we're talking about the 90s here, so it is harder to do that on TV. So that was well done, too. So actually, yeah, I gotta hand it to Friends. They had fun with that.
Cool.
And it worked. It paid off. It looks good.
I think we've talked about this, but Ursula was a character in the
Little
TV
Mermaid.
show before Friends.
Yeah, she was. Unfortunate soul.
Shoot. Did we not talk about this? Ursula Buffet in is it Matt? Yeah, Mad About You. That's what it is. So, okay, so Lisa Kudrow played Ursula Buffet in the TV series Mad About You, which took place before Friends.
Yeah, it's a crossover. There was, back in this time when Friends was big and Mad About You was big and Seinfeld was big, there was this kind of like New York TV show era, almost like Avengers today, where they wanted to like spin off everything into each other so that they were all in the same universe. So there's actually a scene in Mad About You, it's in Mad About You, where the main character from Mad About You had Jerry's apartment before Jerry did in Seinfeld, and Kramer was his kooky neighbor from across the hall. And then he sells his apartment to Jerry. So that universe was connected, and then you're right, Ursula. Is it Phoebe or Ursula that's in Mad About You?
Ursula.
Okay, so then Ursula's in Mad About You, and they were connecting them all together. There was actually going to be an episode, and it's in Friends, but not in Seinfeld, I think, or Mad About You, where New York was going to go through a blackout, and it was going to affect all three TV shows. Now, Friends did it. It's the episode in like season 1 where Chandler is stuck in the bank with an attractive woman.
I'm stuck in an ATM vestibule with Drill Goodacre.
That's the one. That's the one. And that moment was going to be a blackout for everyone in New York, and everyone gets stuck in situations. I think in Seinfeld, it's maybe where Elaine was stuck on a train. There's an episode where she's stuck on a train for like the whole episode, and it is locked. I think maybe that's when they were going to connect them, but they didn't actually end up doing what they wanted to do and connect them all together. But yeah, there was going to be like this hidden background, like Avengers-esque sort of thing going on.
Yeah. Cool.
Sorry, I just put my 2 cents of Seinfeld into that. Did you have more about the Ursula stuff, though? I don't actually know the Ursula scene in Mad About You.
No, she's just a waitress in that. Actually, well, they did do that episode like where they kind of reference it. So in Friends, where what's her name? Blonde actress. She's in What Women Want. What's her name?
Meg Ryan?
No.
I don't know.
I'm gonna look it up.
What women want?
It's gonna bug me.
Do
Helen
they
Hunt.
have Roberts? Helen Hunt. Helen Hunt.
Helen Hunt. So Helen Hunt, she comes into Central Park with some other actress. I don't know who she is, but they come in wanting coffee, and then they see Lisa Kudrow's character. They see Phoebe basically, but they think it's Ursula, and so the reference is actually supposed to be to I think to Mad About You, because they see her and they think like, oh, it's Ursula. Like she must be working at this coffee shop now, not the one from Mad About You. I think that's the reference anyway. Good job.
Thank you for the audience at home. I just spilled water all over myself.
Oh, that's good job.
It's very impressive.
At least it's water, but
I looked up and my girlfriend is just about to park in the house here, so she's about to come inside. I want to ask her a question and get on the podcast.
Ooh.
Just so you know. So
okay.
what's
Is it a would you rather question?
No.
Ah.
Do you have any more would you rather this for me?
No, but I want to think of some and then message you privately.
Oh yeah, please do.
If I can think of some.
And audience at home, if you've got a would you rather that you would like us to answer on the podcast for you, please comment it for us because we'd love to hear it.
Yeah, would you rather
love it?
Would you rather hear more of Mattbrush or would you rather hear more of Anth0z?
And do you like this voice or do you like Anth0z's voice?
Or
that's what it should be called. This or that.
yeah, it should be called that. That's gonna be the hashtag.
Is this a new Wheel of Scum game?
It's gonna be hashtag this or so OUWA that this or that.
Is it like crossover crossbover, but now it's a this or that?
What that? Yep. Wow, this show is just evolving.
This or that? I love it. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Just invented just now. Okay, well, Anth0z, where can the audience find you?
Well, you can find me on Twitter at ANTH0Z1.
And if you'd like to find me, you can find me at Castaway. No, you can find me at Mattbrush Gaming on Twitter. I always want to throw Castaway Mattbrush into that. Mattbrush Gaming on Twitter.
Castaway.
He who cast the first stone. And if you want to find this podcast in video form on YouTube, you can go to Mattbrush Gaming on YouTube and find it there, and you can watch it there, and you can comment and like and subscribe and all that good fun stuff. And please do comment if you've got some suggestions for us. If you'd just like to say hi, we'd love to get your comments. If you want to hear this podcast in audio form, then just check us out on any of your favorite podcast platforms. We're available on most, if not all of them. So from what I can see, we're on everything.
Everything possible.
Go to your Samsung fridge and we're on it somewhere.
Yeah.
So
we're just
click.
Google, DuckDuckGo, Mozilla Firefox. We're on all of those.
We're a Scumm Bar Podcast away. So please let us know.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's about all I have to say. But I know Anth0z has been dying. What you've been dying to tell us. I know you've got this prepared. You have like a paper or something. So go ahead. I'll stop taking up your time. Go ahead.
Never take for granted what you think should be resolved in time.
All right.
That
it's still
is
going.
the never-ending story.
The never-ending
story.
Nice. Okay, well done.